What's up, everybody? This is Daniel Landsman, and this is day 27 of 50 Days of Data. Today, we are going to be speaking about a new topic, hidden data. So, I just want to say thanks to one of my buddies who sent me an article from Quant Magazine today about why artificial intelligence has challenges with real world problems. So, the thing that spurred this video was that article. If you guys want to check out the article, I posted it onto my Twitter feed, so you can head over to dlandsma on Twitter. You should see my face, and feel free to follow me. I like to tweet about interesting stuff, and yeah, you might find it interesting. So hopefully that's helpful, and you guys can check out the article after we discuss it here. So the reason that I thought that this was super important and very profound was it makes it seem like we haven't gotten to where we need to be with artificial intelligence yet. From everybody who I've spoken to who's pretty involved in artificial intelligence, like, we've made a lot of strides, but we're just not quite there yet. Another buddy of mine was commenting on a video of mine yesterday, and he was asking, hey, does this mean, like, as data grows, the value extracted from that data will grow exponentially? My answer was it depends, and really, I want to talk about data valuation tomorrow, but it's important because there's more and more data coming out all the time. Not all that data is valuable, and the way that you parse the data and figure out what it is that you're going to do with the data makes it valuable to you or not. But the thing that I personally took out of this article was there's a lot of data that can't effectively be extracted right now. So what do I mean by that? Well, we have facial recognition technology, and computers are starting to recognize your emotions, and we have like wearables that say like how many steps that we walked, but what other data could potentially be useful to understand, to have a fuller picture? What do I mean by that when I say that? So, the facial recognition technology can be like, oh, they're sad. And the walking technology from like Fitbit or something will be like, she only walked 6,000 steps today. Like, you're 4,000 short of your goal. Well, that's great, and that's a data point. But, what else is missing from that equation? Like, maybe that person just broke up with their significant other. Maybe, like, that person's mom got in a car accident. Like, that information is not going to be there, but you might see, like, yeah, they didn't do their steps, so their performance dropped off. Or, yeah, they're sad, but you don't know why. So I started thinking about the different ways that we could capture data, and there's a multitude of them. You have smart home stuff, you have like cameras, and that's great. But what's the next thing that we could capture in order to figure out a more perfect picture? So the algorithms that were being trained by Google's DeepMind, like AlphaZero, for instance, which is talked about in the article, was built in a construct, to summarize for you, that, learned the rules of Go, and then it became AlphaGo, and then it beat the Go champion of the world, and then it became AlphaGo Zero, and then it became AlphaZero, and AlphaZero completely destroyed AlphaGo. But that's just a game, and the construct is, here are the rules, go play. But with like human interactions and behavior specifically, and whether it's corporate strategy or something like that, there are many different points that don't get subtly nuanced necessarily by an algorithm. Well, what if the CEO's cousin is the SVP of the company that's about to get bought, but the board won't fire them because it's their cousin, and the acquiring company of that company wants to fire them, but if they fire that SVP, the CEO will leave, and the CEO is extremely valuable. Like, how do you quantify that? Like, so to give you guys a little bit more background about me, I don't know if I talked about this at all, but you know, my background is in quant finance and economics. I actually wrote a senior thesis about like what are the behavioral characteristic traits for success minus the uh, minus the capital element of it, and basically, there could potentially be an econometric model worked up for this, but at the same time, like, how do you quantify emotional states? There are businesses out there that are doing it right now. They do natural language processing and sentiment analysis, looking at stuff like the stock market, like triggered off people's verbiage to better understand their sentiment for emotional signals to trade on momentum. But how could that be leveraged into a neural network, for instance, to become part of a strategy, but also how do you actually capture that data effectively? So, is it you do everybody's lineage to trace the family tree of the company, or how is that done? So that's something that I'm personally thinking about right now, trying to figure out, like, just for myself in my head. If you guys have any ideas, it'd be great to hear from you. Feel free to share this video and like it. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to reach out to me as well. I'm not shy, so hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. If you like what I'm doing, follow and like my stuff. Thanks again. Take care. Have a nice evening.